Hello and welcome back to my channel. As usual, I am bringing you another city. I am in my country number 26, Zambia, and I'm in Lusaka. So today I'll show you what Lusaka is. It's my first time here, so you're seeing what I'm seeing firsthand. Let's hope it's gonna be good. So I am starting here at Three Trees. It's actually an amazing restaurant. I would recommend. I wanted to have brunch and I googled and this was the best place recommended, and I came here and I don't regret it. So if you want brunch or some nice food or just relaxing, this is your stop. And nobody paid me to say that actually. So alright, so starting right up, this looks like one of the main streets, and first stop right from where I was is this monument here, which is supposed to represent African Union AU. When it was commemorated in 2001, it changed from OAU, and it's supposed to stand for peace, love and unity and the African culture which lies in the heart of the people, which I agree. Africa is awesome. The next step is the Holy Cross Cathedral, which is an architecture marvel, and it's a church, so again, be respectful. It's nice. It's like a symbol of Lusaka, and it's one of its own kind. So this is a pretty quiet street to walk along, and you have offices when you're starting. The cathedral is right on this side, and you have some government offices like the judiciary and immigration offices on this other side. So yeah, you can come walk here. It's very peaceful, but it's on a Sunday, so it may be different on a weekday, but I'm not sure. So this here is the Embassy Park, and it's the mausoleum of the past Zambian presidents. I think there are 5 of them, starting with the first president, second, third. I think the 4th is somewhere behind, and the 5th is just behind me. And so it's just a memorial for them. You can come visit. If you're not Zambian, then there's an entry fee, so of I think $15 for Africans. I don't know for non-Africans. You have to prepare yourself for that. I'm sure that information is on Google somewhere. And then on this other side, we have a monument for the soldiers who perished in the world wars. So First World War and Second World War. So First World War and Second World War, and there's a machine gun there to symbolize the weapons that were used during the First World War and the Second World War. And that's an empty grave, so it's just a symbol and respect of those who perished in that war. So yeah, this is the Embassy Park. You can come learn about the history of Zambia and Zambian president in there. And on the other side, you have a couple of government offices. So this is another park that has these monuments of something non-aligned countries in 1970. And on the other side is the Supreme Court. So of the country. Yeah, there it is. I never really want to shoot government places very close because you never know who might be watching, right? So behind me, this next stop is Cambota Cultural Village, where as most African cities will have, they have a place where you can buy African products, which are lassos and trinkets. For me, I always buy fridge magnets. That's my go-to cultural purchase, and so I've gotten some on a shop there. And yeah, so if you're interested in this art and craft cultural stuff, then this is where you go to. For better crafts, there is a market called Sunday Market. I didn't go there on a Sunday, I couldn't make it, but I think that would be better than Cambota because this is pretty unkept. Next up is the CBD, so you get to see the difference when it's on a Sunday and when it's a weekday, specifically on a Monday. Yeah, this is how it is. one of the most notable buildings in Lusaka town. It's the headquarters of COMESA, which is a common markets of East and Southern African countries. It includes a lot of countries, as you can see in the flags there, and it's one of the places that you might want to stop. There's nothing much other than just seeing the headquarters, but I thought it was worth a stop, so I stopped by. This is one of the roundabouts in Lusaka city. It leads right into Cairo Road, and it's next to the Findenko house, which is one of the largest and most prominent building in Lusaka, and it leads into Cairo Road, which is also like the hub in the center of Lusaka. You'll find all the banks from Zanaco to the Zambian bank. You'll find big Hungry Lion there. You'll find ShopRite supermarket. You'll find all these other shops that are selling phones and literally everything else that you might need. You might find it on this street, and it's a major street in Lusaka, and it's kind of the center of town. So if you're here, you're really in CBD. Taking a right turn from Cairo Road, you'll find the post office. It didn't seem like it's that busy, but it's the main post office. So this is the railway center, and right over there is the National Post Office. There's not much to see, but it's on the famous Cairo Road. Across from me, all the way over there, that street that's behind me is called Dedan Kimathi Street, which is actually nice because Dedan Kimathi was a Kenyan freedom fighter, so it's nice to see that name in Zambia. Anyway, that street starts with, like, there's a National Heritage Commission there, but on the other side is Intercity Terminal, where you get all buses from going to Harare or Livingstone or any other part of Zambia. You'll be able to get them there. Word of caution, Intercity has everyone, so be careful when you're walking there. A lot of these guys are gonna follow you around trying to sell you tickets or trying to help you with your bags. Don't let them, because you don't know who they are, but just walk. For me, somebody actually followed me. I went round and round and they kept following me, and they followed me until I got out of the station, which was crazy. So expect that, and also be cautious. So keep your devices. I actually was really scared shooting this one video because I didn't want to make myself a target, but all was good in the end. And this here is one of the main malls in Lusaka. It's called Levy Business Park. It has most of the major, it has stores, it has Pick n Pay, KFC, Woolworths, basically a typical shopping mall. So I've read that it's one of the largest ones, but what is most common about it is that it's right at the center of town. Cairo Street, which is kind of the main epicenter of business in Lusaka, is just around 500 meters walk from here. So yeah, if you want to do your shopping, eat and all that, it's gonna be here. So that's it. Oh, and it has Hungry Lion, which I presume is the biggest or probably biggest chicken house in Lusaka. I'm not sure about best because I haven't eaten it yet. I'll confirm that afterwards. So our tour continues here at the Freedom Monument. So it's a monument of a guy holding broken chains that symbolizes the people. It's supposed to represent the men and women who fought for independence, and was unveiled by their first president, Kenneth Kaunda. So this is like just a symbol of independence from colonial rule and the people who fought and perished in it. And behind it is the National Museum, which I'm going to get a closer look at. The National Museum is located inside this huge government block that has a conference center somewhere, a lot of buildings for government offices, and the National Museum, this building. The other one wasn't. Just realized that. So I'm just walking to the front where they have a very nice statue, and I see if I'll be able to get inside or not. It depends. This is the National Museum of Zambia. I mean Lusaka National Museum, and it starts with this statue here, some lions. Lions are the symbol of most African countries. I think it's supposed to show strength or something, but this is the National Museum. So in there they have 3 categories. They have history, archaeology, and ethnography. So if you're into those things, then you can come here and pay a fee of $5 and get inside. And yeah, the monuments. So there is a National Museum. This is one of the places you have to make sure you stop by when you're in Lusaka. It's like literally the one place that symbolizes Lusaka in my books at least. So this monument here, it's huge. You can see it. It's actually very, I asked about it and they said that it was this guy who was called someone Zulu, and he was once detained during the early AIDS pandemic when people didn't know so much about it. He went to Russia to study and was detained at the airport because he was found HIV positive, and so he went through this whole ordeal. But when he came back home, he realized that he needed to fight and also educate people against that stigma of HIV. He ended up dying of HIV AIDS, and these hospital beds and symbolizes a lot of people who died in the early 2000s of HIV. The spear there just symbolizes fighting HIV out of Africa. And so yeah, that's him and the symbol, which is quite nice. I'm now headed for lunch. There's this meal called Mateveto. From what I understand, it's a ceremony where I think a woman is happy with her husband, she makes a meal. Honestly, I'm not really sure about it, but they have this whole HQ here behind me where they sell all those kinds of meat and traditional foods, and so I'm here to try that traditional food. I was just shown by my cab driver the best restaurant, so that's where I'm going. So this is a Mateveto meal. So it has different vegetables and the steak, and yeah. So I think this is the best traditional meal. I'm not.
Enjoying the meal?
Very. Lusaka is a huge city with many malls. This is another one. It's called East Park Mall, your typical mall with places to eat, places to shop, places to relax. So it's another place you can come and check out when you're in Lusaka. And as mentioned before, Lusaka is home to very many malls. I don't think you can cover all of them, but anything you need, like from shopping, entertainment. So just some walking distance from East Park is this Arcades Mall behind me. It's not as big as the East Park, but it has its own shops and stores, and there are a lot of people here as well. But it's a Saturday, so it makes sense. This side here, that side, is the Kamala Trading Center. It's like the main trading. You'll find anything, any trade of any kind happening there. And on this other side is the Findenko building, which is both the tallest and oldest building in Lusaka, and probably the most recognizable landmark next to the museum. Yeah, so you'll find almost everything in Kamala, and they have these fruit carts everywhere that they sell, mostly oranges and apples and bananas, and they are really cheap. So if you want to buy fruits in Lusaka, buy from the carts and not from the supermarkets. Thank you so much for watching my video on Lusaka. I hope you learned something about this city, and if you've ever seen it before, let me know what you think about this on the comments. Like, subscribe, share, and you know the drill. See you in the next one. Bye.